Imagine walking into a home that feels warm, welcoming, and completely your own, yet you didn't spend a fortune to make it that way. How does that feel? Inspiring, right? Decorating your home is about far more than furniture or objects. It's about telling your story, creating a sanctuary for yourself and your loved ones, and turning an ordinary space into something extraordinary. The best part? You don't need a limitless budget to do it. What you need is vision, creativity, and a little courage. Over the next hour, we'll explore how to transform your home on a budget. We'll cover furniture, lighting, color, accessories, and practical DIY ideas that can elevate your space. But beyond that, this is about a mindset shift, seeing opportunities rather than limitations. You'll hear stories, gain actionable tips, and discover strategies you can use immediately. By the end of this talk, you'll see that every dollar can be stretched, every idea can spark creativity, and even small changes can have a huge impact. So settle in, open your mind, and let yourself be inspired. By the end of this speech, you won't just see your home differently. You'll see it as a creative playground where every corner tells your story. Let me start with a question. How many of you have ever looked around your home and thought, I love my space, but it could use a little sparkle? Yeah, me too. And then the next thought hits, but I can't afford it. We've all been there. I remember walking into a friend's apartment a few years ago. Every corner looked like it came straight out of a Pinterest board. And when I asked how she did it, she said, I didn't spend much at all. I was shocked. It turns out decorating your home beautifully doesn't require an endless budget. It requires creativity, planning, and a little courage to try new things. Transition. Today, I'm going to show you how to turn your home into a space you love without emptying your wallet. By the end of this talk, you'll have practical tools from mindset shifts and inspiration to decorate your home on a budget in ways that are uniquely yours. Section 1. Mindset shift. Budget doesn't mean boring. 10 minutes. Key points. Reframe your thinking. Budget conscious doesn't mean cheap or unattractive. Value creativity over spending. The psychology of home decor. Small changes can have big emotional impacts. Anecdote humor. I once tried to buy a $500 couch and ended up with a $200 secondhand one that looked just as good. The kicker? My guests never noticed. They only noticed how cozy it felt. Actionable takeaways. Define your must-haves versus nice-to-haves. Focus on statement pieces instead of filling every corner. Learn to see potential in secondhand items, thrift stores, and DIY projects. Section 2. Planning your space. 10 minutes. Key points. Measure your space. Avoid buying items that won't fit. Mood boards and inspiration. Digital tools like Pinterest, Canva, or even Instagram. Choose a cohesive color palette to make everything look intentional. Anecdote humor. I once bought 3 different throw pillows that didn't match anything in my living room. Now they live in my car as emergency cushions. Don't do what I did. Measure, plan, and coordinate first. Actionable takeaways. Sketch your floor plan, even on a napkin. Decide on a theme, modern, cozy, minimalist, top eclectic. Use free apps to virtually test your furniture arrangement. Section 3. Furniture and major items. 10 minutes. Key points. How to find high-quality furniture on a budget. Thrift stores, online marketplaces, garage sales. Upcycling and DIY. Painting old furniture, reupholstering chairs. Prioritize versatile pieces that serve multiple purposes. Anecdote. Story. My dining table used to be a mismatched nightmare. I painted it a bright white, added a few inexpensive chairs, and now it's the centerpiece of my apartment. People still ask where I bought it. The truth? I bought it for $30 at a yard sale. Actionable takeaways. Think about functionality first, style second. Don't be afraid to mix old and new. Invest in a few statement pieces. The rest can be DIY or secondhand. Section 4. Accessories and details. 10 minutes. Key points. Small accessories can completely transform a space. Use pillows, rugs, lighting, plants, and art to add personality. Rotating accessories seasonally is a low-cost refresh strategy. Anecdote humor. My cat has more decorative pillows than I do, but surprisingly it works. A few well-placed accents make a room feel intentional without costing a fortune. Actionable takeaways. Shop discount stores and outlets. Use plants and natural elements for free or cheap decor. Frame prints or photos instead of buying expensive art. Section 5. Creative DIY solutions. 10 minutes. Key points. DIY isn't just for Pinterest, it's a budget necessity. Examples: painting walls, creating wall art, repurposing furniture, making storage solutions. Benefits: personal touch, cost savings, and bragging rights. Anecdote story: I once made a coffee table from an old crate and some hairpin legs. People thought I spent hundreds. Truth: $20 and a Saturday afternoon. Actionable takeaways: identify your DIY comfort zone. Start with one small project, build confidence. Use online tutorials and free resources. Section 6. The power of lighting, 5 to 7 minutes. Key points: lighting transforms a room instantly. Use a mix of ambient, task, and accent lighting. Affordable ways to enhance lighting: string lights, LED strips, secondhand lamps. Anecdote humor: my tiny apartment looked like a dungeon until I added a floor lamp and some fairy lights. Suddenly, it felt like a cozy cafe. Actionable takeaways: don't underestimate the impact of soft, warm lighting. Reuse and repurpose lighting fixtures. Section 7. Maintaining a budget-friendly home. Key points: avoid impulse buying, make a wish list instead. Repurpose items before buying new. Declutter regularly to make your space feel bigger and cleaner. Actionable takeaways: set a monthly decor budget. Invest time and creativity over money. Track inspiration and purchases to avoid unnecessary spending. Section 8. Color on a budget minutes. Key points: paint is one of the most cost-effective ways to transform a room. Choosing the right color palette can make small spaces feel larger and cozy spaces feel intimate. Accent walls and removable wallpaper are cheap alternatives to full room makeovers. Anecdote humor: I once painted my living room a bold navy blue, and my roommate said it looked like a submarine. But adding gold accents and bright pillows? Instant transformation. Sometimes you just have to commit and trust the process. Actionable takeaways: start with a neutral base and add pops of color. Sample paints before committing. Use painter's tape creatively to make patterns or stripes for a designer look. Section 9. Smart storage solutions, 7 minutes. Key points: a cluttered home looks expensive or cheap depending on how organized it is. Use storage creatively. Underbed boxes, floating shelves, decorative baskets. Multifunctional furniture, ottomans with storage, benches with compartments. Anecdote: my apartment used to feel like a tiny storage unit for my stuff. Investing in a few clever storage solutions made it feel spacious and intentional, and I could finally find my shoes. Actionable takeaways: declutter before buying storage. Think vertical space. Walls can store more than floors. Match storage solutions to decor style to keep the look cohesive. Section 10. Using textiles effectively. Key points: rugs, curtains, and pillows add warmth and texture at a low cost. Layering textiles creates a cozy, designer feel. Seasonal rotation. Swapping pillows and throws can refresh a room for minimal expense. Anecdote humor: my $15 rug completely changed the vibe of my living room. Suddenly, it looked like I spent hundreds. The magic of textiles. Never underestimate it. Actionable takeaways: mix textures, wool, cotton, velvet, to add depth. Use washable textiles for durability. Don't be afraid of bold patterns on small items. Section 11. Thrifting like a pro. Key points: thrift stores, flea markets, and online marketplaces are treasure troves for budget decor. Look for quality materials and timeless designs. The thrill of the hunt makes decorating fun and unique. Anecdote story: I found a vintage mirror for $25 that completely elevated my bedroom. Everyone thought it was expensive, but it was just a little patience and a thrift store find. Actionable takeaways: always inspect items for wear and tear. Learn basic DIY fixes like sanding and painting. Set a budget before thrifting to avoid impulse purchases. Section 12. Green and sustainable decorating, 6 minutes. Key points: upcycling and eco-friendly decor can save money and help the planet. Plants not only look good but improve air quality. Reusing furniture and decor is better for the environment than constantly buying new. Anecdote: my old ladder became a plant stand. Not only did it save me money, but it also became a conversation starter. Sustainability can be stylish. Actionable takeaways: repurpose items instead of throwing them away. Visit local swap meets or online swaps for free or cheap items. After exploring furniture hacks, textiles, lighting, DIY projects, and budget-friendly decor, it's time to pause and reflect on what this all really means. Decorating your home on a budget isn't just about saving money or finding cheap items. It's an opportunity to reinvent your space, to see beauty in what you already own, and to create an environment that nourishes both your spirit and your soul. Think about everything you've learned today. How a simple throw pillow or a lamp can completely change the mood of a room. How a thrift store find can become the centerpiece of your living room. And how your own hands can create something beautiful and functional. This combination of creativity, intention, and heart is what makes the difference. My final message to you is simple but powerful. You don't need to be rich to have a home that inspires, comforts, and tells your story. All you need is patience, intention, and a bit of imagination. Start small, dream big, and remember that decorating is not a one-time expense. It's a lifelong journey of making your space truly yours. Every detail, every personal touch, every carefully chosen object tells your story. If you invest just a little time and a lot of heart, you can turn any space into a home you're proud of, a place where you want to be, where friends and family feel welcome, and where your personality shines through. So go ahead, be bold, be creative, and remember, decorating on a budget is not a limitation. It's an invitation to reinvent your world, one room at a time. Your home is your canvas. With a little planning, creativity, and courage, you can create a space that reflects who you are without breaking the bank. Final story. I recently hosted a dinner party, and everyone kept asking where I got my furniture and decor. I smiled and said, everywhere and nowhere.